Okay, hi everybody. Welcome back to our remote writing workshop. In the past few weeks, we've covered some great topics that will help you get into the creative writing space and brainstorm some ideas. So to continue helping you develop your writing, today we will bring you the best ideas for starting the writing process. I would love to welcome back Erin Brown. She's one of our excellent editors here at Greenleaf, and she is going to be the one helping us with all of these remote writing workshops, and we are just so happy to have her here. Okay, so question one, Erin. Once a writer has brainstormed an idea, how do they begin the actual process of beginning their book? It can certainly be intimidating.
It can be. And so when you're starting out, you're really just staring at a blank piece of paper, or of course nowadays at a computer screen, and that can be very daunting. So I think the first thing is give yourself permission to write badly. Perfectionism or really fearing what others will think about your writing can paralyze you, especially at the beginning of the writing process. And you'll spend so much time being hard on yourself for not writing something absolutely amazing that's ready to be consumed by the public that you might end up writing nothing at all. So when you're just beginning, or even for the entire rough draft, you simply just want to get it down on paper. So keep in mind that you can shape it later. And really half of writing is rewriting. And this is really why I have a job as an editor, to help writers rewrite. And honestly, rewriting is half the fun. That's when you can go back and really make your words stellar, make them sing. Remember, even best-selling authors' first drafts aren't usually publishable. So remember that, and don't get bogged down in perfecting each line, because that's going to come later.
Yeah, I think it's so important to note too that over editing can just kill your creative process.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
at some point you need to kind of learn when to take a step back and have someone professional come and look at it, because the more that you edit, the more that you're going to find mistakes, and you might be kind of taking away some really great points just because you've read it so many times. There has to be a point where you're going to turn it over to someone else and let them kind of take the steering wheel from there.
Right. And you need a fresh set of eyes. That's, essential, I think, because you get so close to something that you want to have that extra step. You want to have someone come in and help you with revision and editing.
Right. Okay. Question two. There are many ways that authors can prepare to write. What are some options and which work best?
Always remember that you must write an outline before you begin. Okay, that's not true at all. I personally hate outlines. I wrote an entire mystery novel just flying by the seat of my pants. I felt it out chapter by chapter. I really let just my imagination lead me. What I'd written so far took me in different directions. And that's how I like to work. So some authors work really well making it up as they go. Or you can just write a one-page or one-paragraph synopsis that you can loosely follow, so you'll have some idea where you're going. But that way you really have more freedom to explore. But of course, other people just love the outlining process, and it can certainly keep you focused, especially for nonfiction. It can be essential for making sure you're going to include all of the necessary information. And especially if you're going to spend a lot of time researching in advance, that might be something that you really do want to do, is get an outline. So make sure you have everything. So in conclusion, it's really up to you. There are no hard and fast rules about writing prep work. You really just need to go with your gut. If you're a super organized person, an outline is probably for you. But if you don't mind or revel in the unknown, write without one. Or see what works for you. You can always try a different method if one isn't effective once you start writing. I mean, you can backtrack, you can start over. It's really up to you.
Awesome. Okay, totally agree with that. Okay, question number three. I've heard a lot of conflicting advice on this question. Should writers always write in linear fashion?
Not at all. I think it might be helpful for some people, but if your strongest idea or material best fits in the middle of your book, then begin writing in the middle or the end. There aren't any rules here either. You really want to start with what is most inspirational for you. So begin with what's going to ignite and keep your creative juices flowing. That's the most important thing. So if you want to dive in someplace in the middle, dive in someplace in the middle. Do something unexpected. For example, if you're writing a business book, you can begin with your most distinctive chapter, or one that will have the most impact, or that's the most interesting for you, because that's going to inspire you and spark your imagination in the most effective way. That's going to keep you going in the writing process. So start with that material. You might write chapter 12 first, because you've been writing that one in your head for so long and you feel it might be the strongest or most distinctive. But then jump back to chapter 1 after you've lit that writing spark. So do it any way you want. Play around with it. See what works for you.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. No rules. Just do it.
No rules.
Okay, question 4. Let's go back to the beginning. Any tips for that intimidating first page or chapter? Ooh, I feel like every time I'm writing, I need to have such a killer opening, and I always leave it to the last part because I'm like, I feel like I can do the middle and then the end, and then I need to come back to the beginning to make it all.
Right. Because it can be so overwhelming to think, okay, this first page has to be everything. So that's another reason why you might want to start on the chapter 2 or in the middle and then come back to it. So the main goal in the first page is to encourage your reader to keep reading, to turn to page 2. So even though it's tempting, and many authors make this mistake, you don't have to give, for fiction, every character's entire backstory and motivation, or even major plot points on page 1 in order to hook your reader. And you don't want to do this, in fact. Or for nonfiction, there's no need to throw out all of your theories, advice, or your entire manifesto right away. You'll get to that. You want to really just engage the reader, whether it's with your writing or some little teasers. The one thing that the reader wants to know is, why should I continue reading? So answer that question in the first several paragraphs by posing an intriguing question or a new idea, or sucking them in with your unique writing style or some colorful dialogue. You really just want to keep the reader interested enough to turn the page. You don't need to answer every question they might have about your plot, characters, or topic, and it's probably going to hinder your writing if you try to do that. So leave some mystery even while you engage your reader.
Excellent advice. Love that. Okay. Anything else that might inspire someone diving into the process?
I think that actually a solid working title can help inspire you. And I say working title because this might change. But for nonfiction especially, a title and subtitle can define your unique hook and really clarify what you're going to be giving to the reader, your distinctive selling points. Of course, do keep in mind that unless you're self-publishing, there will most probably be a title change between your first draft and the final book on the shelves or on Amazon. Publishers usually recommend new titles based on myriad factors, what else is effective in your genre, SEO keywords that will help readers find your book online, a title that is more succinct, and many more things you might not even think about at this early point in the writing process. Usually with a title, shorter is sweeter. However, a creative title that inspires you and keeps you focused in this early stage can be really exciting. So use the brainstorming tools from our week 2 workshop and brainstorm some title ideas, because that can really get you excited and inspired.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, so great. So now we've covered the excellent advice for this week's remote writing workshop. So what is our creative exercise this week, Erin?
Well, hopefully with your other assignments so far, you have a great idea that's been percolating. So dive in and get started. So sit in front of your computer, face that intimidating blank screen or your piece of paper, and really face your fears as well, and write at least 3 to 5 pages. Now that might not seem like a lot, or it might seem like a whole lot, but getting anything down as a start is going to get those creative juices flowing. So start in the middle or the end, or start on page 1. Don't second guess. No one's going to read this right now. Remember that half of writing, if not more, is rewriting. So you will eventually be able to go back and revise and restructure, make everything gorgeous and perfect. This is for you right now. Start the flow. That's all you need to do. And I can guarantee you that the hardest step is the first one. But once you've done that, taken that step, the seemingly difficult process of writing will become so much easier. So just do it.
Ah, love it. Okay, so that was some excellent advice for the best ideas to start the writing process. So as always, make sure you guys are engaging with us on Instagram, letting us know how you like these workshops, letting us know if you like the creative exercises. We've seen a few of you tag us in your creative exercises. I love seeing that. Erin loves seeing it. So just let us know how you're liking it. Let us know what you'd love to see more of, and check out our video next week. We will be announcing the topic early next week, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.